The cabin in the deep woods. I've never been superstitious. Stories about curses, ghosts, and old witches were just tales people told to scare kids. But now I know that every legend has a grain of truth. Believe me or not, but I've experienced it myself. It happened in the fall, on the day I decided to escape the noise of the city and take a hike through the forest. I often went there alone to clear my head. But that time, something went wrong. At first, everything was normal. The crunch of leaves underfoot, the snap of dry branches. The forest felt calm, even cozy. But after a couple of hours, I noticed something strange. My compass started acting crazy. The needle spun wildly as if the laws of nature didn't apply here. Must be broken, I thought, and decided to navigate by the sun, but the sun disappeared behind the clouds, and before I knew it, darkness fell quickly. And that's when I realized I was lost. Damn it, I muttered, trying to figure out where I'd come from. Everything around me looked the same, tall pines and endless bushes. Then, I saw it, a faint light flickering through the trees. I headed toward it, hoping it was a house or, at least, a campfire. The light led me to an old cabin. It looked ancient, like it had stood there for centuries, a sagging roof, moss-covered walls, and a single dirty window glowing faintly from within. I knocked on the door. "Come in, traveler, the door's open," said a woman's voice from inside. For a moment, I hesitated. Her voice was strange, too warm and inviting, but there was something about it that unsettled me. Still, spending the night outside didn't seem like a good option, so I pushed the door open. Inside, it was warm. A fire burned in the hearth in the corner, and in the middle of the room stood a large cauldron, steam rising from it. Along the walls were shelves filled with jars and containers, holding dried herbs, dark liquids, and even what looked like bones. By the cauldron stood a woman. Her face was partly hidden by a hood, but I could see her long, thin hands stirring something in the pot. "Lost, are you?" she asked without turning her head. "Yes," I said, feeling my voice tremble. "Could you help me find my way back?" She turned to face me. Her eyes. God, her eyes were black, completely black, like bottomless pits. I couldn't look away. "Of course, I can help," she said with a soft smile. "But you look tired. Why don't you eat and rest first?" I hesitated, but her voice was so soothing, it felt impossible to resist. I sat by the fire, and she handed me a cup of something warm. "What is it?" I asked. "An herbal brew. It'll warm you up and help you relax," she replied. I took a sip. It tasted bitter but oddly pleasant. And then, everything around me began to change. My head spun, the walls of the cabin seemed to stretch and shift, and I heard whispers all around me. "What? What is this?" I managed to say, my tongue heavy and uncooperative. "It helps you forget your worries," her voice said, now deeper and more menacing. "Stay here, my boy. You belong here now." I tried to stand, but my legs wouldn't move. The room spun faster. And then I realized I was lying on the floor, and she was standing over me. Her long fingers glided over my forehead as if she were trying to pull something out of me. "Let me go," I screamed, summoning every bit of strength I had left. She laughed. "That laugh still haunts me. You'll be back," she said. "They always come back." I don't remember how I got out of the cabin. The forest outside was even darker and more twisted, but I kept running. I didn't stop until I saw light, morning light. I stumbled onto the road and realized I was close to my car. Months have passed since that night, but I still can't sleep. Every night, I hear the same whisper, "Stay. Stay with us." And I know, deep down, that one day I will go back. The forest doesn't let go that easily.